the faculty marshals please escort the members of the faculty to their places? Will the student marshals please escort the graduates to their places? I guess we're over before we begin. No, congratulations, everyone. The 42nd Annual Wright State University Boonshoft School of Medicine graduation ceremony will now begin. Please be seated.
Good afternoon. Yeah, okay, I can hear a few people over there. I'm Dr. Gary Leroy, Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Admissions at the Boonshoft School of Medicine, and it is my privilege to act as your Master of Ceremonies today. To our students of medicine, congratulations. You know, this is totally off script, but I just have to say this. This is a very, very special occasion in that this is the first time in 2 years that our School of Medicine has had a full graduation ceremony because of the COVID pandemic. Students, you've dedicated many years of hard work to achieve this goal. Today, we celebrate the 42nd Annual Boonshoft School of Medicine graduation. We thank the staff and faculty, both full and part-time, as well as our voluntary faculty and our community for helping our school succeed. For the success of our graduates, we particularly want to thank the people most supportive of them, their family and their friends. Graduates, give it up. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce and welcome several special guests whom we are honored to have with us this afternoon. I ask that everyone please hold their applause until all of our special guests have been introduced. And each of you, would you please stand as your name is called in recognition. To my left, Dr. Valerie Weber, Dean of the Wright State University Boonshoft School of Medicine. Dr. Ngozi Anachibe, Vice Dean, Educational Affairs, Wright State University, Boonshoft School of Medicine. Dr. Susan Edwards, President of the Wright State University. Dr. Albert Painter, Associate Dean of Faculty Affairs. Dr. James Hardy, Associate Dean for Veteran Affairs. Dr. Teresa Zarid, Associate Dean, Academic Affairs at Premier Health. Dr. Julian Otthoff, Captain of the United States Navy and our guest speaker for this afternoon. With us today, we also have members of the Wright State University Board of Trustees, Dawn Conway and Dr. Anuj Goyal, one of our national trustees. Also on stage, we have our Teaching Excellence recipients, Dr. John Donnelly and Dr. Kenyon Miller. We also would like to welcome all of our other Boonshoft School of Medicine department chairs and executive staff on stage. Please give them a round of applause, as I also mentioned that we do have Dr. Toussaint, who is the director of our skills assessment labs, as well as Dr. I was going to call you Burnett. It's an inside joke. His name is Dr. Bennett. One time I called him Dr. Burnett, like Carol Burnett. So Dr. Eric Bennett, our interim director of, interim dean of the Department of Medical Education. At this time, will you please congratulate and welcome all of these individuals on the stage. It is now my pleasure to introduce and invite Dr. Valerie Weber, the Dean of the Wright State University Boonshoft School of Medicine. Dr. Weber.
Good afternoon, class of 2022, family, friends, faculty, trustees, President Edwards. We gather today with joy and gratitude to recognize the talent, commitment, and perseverance that brings our graduates to this day. You've had quite the ride. Your time with us has been marked by a series of unexpected challenges, including local tragedies, such as a string of devastating tornadoes, the Oregon district shootings, and of course, a global pandemic. Through sheer strength of will, you have made it to this day. In just a few short moments, you'll be receiving your MD degrees. Your experience here has been unique, and you're each a very different person than the one who began their journey with us 4 years ago. Your mind has expanded with medical knowledge, differential diagnoses, and treatments. You have learned the skills of interviewing and of physical diagnosis, and your heart has also expanded as your experience with patients have allowed you to view the world through the lens of those who are suffering. The MD that you are about to receive is more than a few initials after your name. Rather, your degree enables you to have the incredible privilege and responsibility of being in a position to alleviate that suffering. A few years ago, a student shared with me a favorite motivational quote that got her through the tough times in medical school. The quote is from Eugene Fitch Ware, a 19th century politician and author. He said, "No matter how long the river will reach the sea." So here you are. You're standing at the mouth of the river, about to sail the high seas as a newly minted physician. The good news is you have gained many resources that will help you on your journey. The education you received here at Boonshoft will provide a sound hull supporting you even when the waters become rough. Your spirit of dedication and compassion will keep you moving swiftly across the waves and holding true to the value of service to humanity, which brought you to medical school and has strengthened during your time with us here at BSOM, will allow your boat to remain watertight during the years ahead. Please remember that water can't sink a boat unless it gets inside. So you must give what is due to your loved ones and supporters, friends and family who will be essential to the voyage ahead. We bid you well as we share this moment of celebration with you, your families, and your loved ones. We'll be rooting for you always. Please keep in touch.
Thank you very much, Dr. Weber. And now, Mr. James Elliott, President of the Class of 2022, will present remarks on behalf of his class. Mr. Elliott.
Dean Weber, Vice Dean Dr. Enechebe, Associate Dean Dr. Leroy, esteemed professors, physicians, and faculty members, mentors, family, friends, and especially my fellow graduating class of physicians at Boonshoft School of Medicine, we are the class of 2022. I am James Elliott, the class president, and I want to begin by thanking you, my fellow graduates, for the opportunity to share my address. In preparing for my speech, I kept two things in mind. The first, no one thanks you for speaking too long. And secondly, no one recalls your speech on Monday morning. So, first, let us give thanks to our families. They were the ones who first spoke words of encouragement to us when we told them about our medical school dreams. They will also be the last ones to leave our sides when times are rough. Thank you to our mentors. They were the first to share the secrets of the art of practicing medicine. And thank you to our faculty and our support staff who showed up for us repeatedly, teaching us physiology, mechanisms of action, and that mitochondria are indeed the powerhouse of the cell. Lastly, thank you to my colleagues. When Dr. Leroy spoke to us at our white coat ceremony, telling us that we are embarking on a 4-year journey and that it will be incredibly difficult, I do not think he nor us truly understood what those words meant. Our first year, 21 tornadoes raced through Dayton, leaving some of our classmates without electricity or running water for multiple weeks. In the fall of that same year, Dayton experienced a horrific mass shooting in our beloved Oregon district, imprinting memories and sounds that some of my classmates will never be able to forget. Then, just 6 months later, some virus was starting to spread. The coronavirus, a virus that my classmates and I had only known about in a 2-minute sketchy cartoon. A virus that, to this date, has killed just under 1 million US citizens and more than 6 million worldwide. Studying medicine during a pandemic has been the best teacher for all of us in the field of infectious disease. R naught was not in our vocabulary before this, and flattening the curve had no meaning. Unfortunately, the impacts will be lasting for us, for our families who have all been impacted. Whether not being able to visit an elderly loved one, not being able to hold the first grandchild, attend their first daughter's wedding, or most gravely, bury a loved one. And lastly, our colleagues who we're about to join in practice with. The social and emotional toll it has taken on our healthcare colleagues is immeasurable. We are witnessing the largest ever mass exodus by nurses and physicians from a clinical care, the result of an undue moral injury. As we enter into this profession, there will be many moments in our practice where knowing the medicine and the science will not be the solution to the problem we are faced with. It is not always the what, but the how. As part of my time on the admissions committee, this is what I was looking for. I wanted a student, a colleague, who is able to recognize the humanity in the act of medicine. There will come a time when the medicine fails. The targeted immunotherapy will fail. The bacteria will become resistant, and the lungs will not recover. If medical knowledge is the only tool in the physician's toolbox, we have failed the patient. When we practice medicine, we treat the human, not the disease. It is inevitable. A poor prognosis tears a patient and a family apart. Yet our job is not over. Healing is still possible, but not with our medicine toolbox. Engaging with the patient in front of us, entering their world and understanding their depths of their wishes, dreams, hopes, and sorrows. I'll leave you with a quote from Dr. Harvey Cushing. He's a pioneer in neurosurgery in the early 1900s, whose name you might recognize for the Cushing's reflex. A physician is obligated to consider more than a diseased organ, more even than the whole man. He must view the man in his world. And so, to my fellow physicians, the class of 2022, we must not be afraid to enter into this realm of medicine. Congratulations, class of 2022, we made it.
Thank you, Mr. Elliott, or Mr. President, as I'm used to calling him. And I have a suspicion that your classmates and our faculty will remember those wise words longer than just this coming Monday. Thank you. At this time, Mr. Ramon Correa will introduce our guest speaker. Mr. Correa.
Just one second. Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to have the opportunity to introduce our guest speaker tonight, Dr. Julian Otthoff, Captain in the U.S. Navy. Captain Julian Otthoff received a bachelor's degree from Ohio Wesleyan University in Delaware, Ohio, a Doctor of Medicine degree from Wright State School of Medicine here in Dayton, Ohio, a Master of Public Health degree from the Uniformed Services University in Bethesda, Maryland, and a Master of Arts degree in National Security and Strategic Studies from the Naval War College in Newport, Rhode Island. Captain Otthoff has served in a variety of leadership positions across the Navy, in the Marine Corps, and Joint Operation Forces. In 2001, Otthoff was selected to serve with the Presidential Helicopter Squadron Marine 1 in Quantico, Virginia, spending 3 years as the senior flight surgeon overseeing a large flight line clinic and traveling extensively with presidential support missions. In 2005, Otthoff completed a residency in general public health and preventative medicine at Uniformed Services University, then served 3 years as Preventative Medicine and Force Health Protection Officer, 3D Marine Expeditionary, that word is hard for me, Expeditionary Brigade Surgeon for 3MEF, Okinawa, Japan. She was extensively engaged in the development of the theater's pandemic influenza response plan, which she later helped successfully execute during the 2009 H1N1 pandemic. After graduating from the U.S. Naval War College in 2010, she reported to the U.S. Pacific Command as Preventative Medicine and Force Health Protection Officer, where she was key to coordinating the medical response to Operation Tomodachi, the unprecedented earthquake, tsunami, and low-level radiological emergency in Japan. In 2009 through 2021, she served as Chief Medical Officer of the Naval Medical Center in San Diego, playing a critical role in pandemic response. In 2021, Otthoff was assigned as the Executive Officer of the Naval Medical Research Unit in Dayton at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. Please join me as we welcome Dr. Julian Otthoff.
Thank you for that very generous introduction. Good afternoon, Dean Weber, Vice Dean Anna Chebe, President Edwards, Board of Trustees, distinguished guest, and of course, our graduates, our almost new doctors. Thank you so much for the honor of being here today. When Dean Weber asked if I would consider being your commencement speaker, I was a little bit surprised and asked that, well, your first, second, and third choices must have backed out, huh? She laughed, but then she went ahead and how she does, she reassured me and said they were indeed hoping to have the Surgeon General of the United States here today to speak, but I was a close second. And so thank you for the generous invitation. I'm especially honored to be here today because, as you know, I started my medical career right here, right in the very seats where you're sitting now. That was 27 years ago. Yep, for anyone good at math, that was about 1995. So I don't even want to know how many of you were here in 1995, even born in 95, I'm not going to ask. But I can tell you, it was old school. No computers, no internet. There were paper medical charts, no electronic health records. It's very different from the high-tech computer-based education of today. I've had the privilege of spending some time over the past year with your leadership, touring the new building and the facilities and some of the amazing learning plans. I've had a chance to talk with students who somehow all seem to be so much more impressive than we were back in the day. The one thing that impresses me the most about Boonshoft School of Medicine. It was true when I was a student, and it's still true today, that the amazing people that make up this place, who come together and create such a unique and welcoming environment for people like us to grow and to learn. This school well prepared me for my journey, and I'm grateful to be part of its future. To the graduating class, welcome to the beginning of your career. I'm not sure I can give you any better summary than what Dr. Leroy did before we walked down here. He hit it right on the head. But what I can say, things are definitely going to change now that you're a doctor. Yep, if you're at a wedding or a party, someone gets sick, someone has an accident or gets injured, you are now expected to care for them. I'm sure you already do that. But now, since you are a full-fledged doctor, you're on the hook. So if you're on a plane and you hear the dreaded overhead announcement, "Is there a medical doctor on board?" You are now officially on the hook to respond to that medical emergency. Fellow physicians, you know what I mean. I did 8 of those in 1 year, and thankfully everybody was okay. But seriously, I know how much hard work, dedication, and perseverance has gone into your journey to date, plus the challenges that your class experienced over the course of these 4 years. And nobody could have imagined, even one of them, more or less multiple challenges, not the least to mention COVID, and having to figure out how to do medical school while socially distanced. But you've adapted and you've overcome so many challenges along the way, and you're here, and we couldn't be prouder. I understand you're all going to great places, and so congratulations on that. And a special shout out to military members we may have in the group and in the audience. When I was in your seat, I never could have predicted the journey that I've had, and I never imagined I would have the incredible honor one day of being here to talk to a graduating class. There's so much I want to talk to you about and so little time. I want to heed Mr. Elliott's sage advice and not talk for too long. But I'm going to try to share a few highlights of my career with you and a few things I've learned along the way that I hope may be helpful to you as you begin your medical journey. The first point is the medical field is broad. There's many, many, many opportunities, and there's no single way and there's no right way to be a physician. Find where you fit in, find your niche, and get out of your comfort zone and grow with determination, out-of-the-box thinking, and adaptability. Be open to opportunities that may be made available to you. If you don't see any, make some opportunities, and be prepared to translate everything into action with kindness and respect. The sky is the limit. You have a degree that few people are able to achieve. This degree provides you with foundational knowledge, skills, and a highly valuable perspective. It's a mindset that can be translated across many dynamic fields, be it in direct patient care or in other fields such as administration, research, consulting, public health, the list goes on and on and on. The field of medicine, again, is broad with many opportunities. Each is important in its own way. And again, I would encourage you to find your niche. Let me give you a couple of examples. Over my career of 27 years, I've been at 13 different duty stations, ranging from Okinawa, Japan, to Rota, Spain, and just about everywhere in between. I did 6 years overseas. I completed a 6-month around-the-world deployment on an aircraft carrier, the USS Nimitz. I was a flight surgeon and primary care provider. I was also one of the first women assigned to a deployed Navy air wing. I got to stand up a new preventive medicine unit on the Navy base in Rota, Spain, and deployed my staff to countries throughout Africa and Europe on a daily basis to support military operations. I was part of several impactful humanitarian assistance missions that just changes how you look at the world. I was able to be part of the earthquake, the response to the Japan earthquake and the Fukushima nuclear reactor disaster. We had over 70 DoD beneficiaries within 100 miles of that Fukushima plant. And so the work that we did, we brought a public health response to this low-level nuclear emergency, and we were able to help ensure the safety of those folks living so close to the reactor. I've worked on staff jobs, developing policies to try to keep deployed forces safe. I've served on headquarters staff, working on high-level medical policies. I was part of a federal advisory committee that got to work, had the privilege of working with some of the brightest minds in the civilian world in medicine, former presidents of the American Medical Association, you know, just some folks like that. Amazing people, working on advising the Department of Defense in some high-impact medical policy areas. These were all very, very different experiences across my career, but yet they were all very valuable and very important. A couple of stories. When I was in Bangladesh, I was working on a big disaster relief mission. Some of my family medicine colleagues were talking, and they were saying how they had each seen 75 patients that day. That's a lot, for sure. But they asked about my day, and I said, well, I was able to provide clean water to 25,000 people. I was able to spray tents in the displaced person camp, protecting these people from dengue during an active outbreak. They seemed surprised, and I just had to tell them that's the power of public health. This is not just one physician and one patient. This is one physician that can impact large populations at the same time. And I'm going to put in a little plug here. Masters of Public Health is something that's extraordinarily valuable, and it gives you a different perspective on life, really. You just look at the world after that in a different lens, in a very powerful lens. It's not for everybody, but it's a very interesting field. The pandemic has brought this field forward a little bit, too, in notoriety. Another example are researchers that are working out there, discovering novel COVID vaccines, discovering medications that improve the quality of life for those with chronic diseases, or research in the field of human performance that supports the safety and survivability of our operational forces, like what we do over at my unit, the Naval Medical Research Unit over at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, or our sister unit, the Air Force's 711th Human Performance Wing. I want to give a final example of how dynamic medicine is. This one hits close to home. I want to introduce a super subspecialist, an amazing physician, a neurosurgeon at the Cleveland Clinic, who specializes exclusively in surgical resections of glioblastoma. Basically, that's surgical removal of a very aggressive, malignant, and fatal brain tumor. These surgical resections, one day she spent 11 hours in the operating room, a full day of work, which gave a 73-year-old patient 2 more years of high-quality life through her expertise and the amazing excision she was able to perform. That patient was my mother, and my sister and I, we're still grateful to this surgeon for her expertise and her dedication. So to summarize, whether it's 75 patients a day, whether it's 25,000, or a single patient in a high-risk surgery, these are all really valuable and important jobs. Whatever you choose to do, your medical degree will always be a part of you, a critical part of how you see the world and how you solve problems. We all know medicine continues to change, and we need diversity in thought, in ideas, in innovation, and in representation. There's always a place for a compassionate physician who wants to do good, and I urge you to find your niche. Second point, I ask that you get out of your comfort zone. That's when you grow. So being the only Navy unit on an Air Force base, I'm a little out of my comfort zone over there. But again, that's when you grow. Thinking out of the box is something that you do as well. And so I have a story for that. When I was on my aircraft carrier deployment, we had an F-14 Tomcat, think Top Gun, that experienced a hard 8G landing on the carrier deck. The pilot was okay, but the plane not so much. They were able to repair the visible damage to the landing gear, but the structural supports inside had been damaged, and they needed to go in and look at them to make sure they were not overstressed and they were still solid and safe. The only option they had was to de-skin the aircraft. Yep, taking all the skin off bit by bit, rivet by rivet. It was going to take 30 days and cost over $100,000. This wasn't a good option because we were deployed and those planes had missions to do. And every plane that wasn't flying a mission, that was a bad thing. We were not getting it done. So in conjunction with the maintenance officer, we found a flexible scope. Yes, you can imagine, it was the colonoscope that had just arrived to the ship, still in the box. And in consultation with the ship surgeon, yes, I wrote a consult. We did an evaluation on that F-14 Tomcat by scope. The maintainers and tech reps stood behind us. We visualized all the structures, and we were able to clear that aircraft and get the mission done. And disclaimer, there was no harm done to either the plane or the scope during this evaluation. I was known as the one. Oh, you're the one, for many years after that. It's like, yeah, that was me. So comfort zone. During my career, every single duty station has been different. Every single job I've done has been different. And it's taken me out of my comfort zone in many ways. Every time I get out of my comfort zone, it's given me the opportunity to learn new skills that I can now apply to future situations. Tools, if you will, for my toolkit, for my toolbox. I encourage you to explore, take on projects and initiatives that stretch your skill set. Getting out of your comfort zone is how you grow. My final point is try to be open and available for opportunities. I recommend that everybody have goals in life. Of course, everybody has goals, but allow considering some flexibility in the path that you take to reach your goals. In my experience, this flexibility will allow you to be open to some of the opportunities that just pop up and present themselves to you. These are opportunities that if you're too wedded to a certain path, you may not see and you may miss altogether. And so I can give you an example of this. At the end of my flight surgeon tour, I was asked if I was interested in applying for a short notice job, pretty much sight unseen. I actually had my eye on a follow-on job, but I said, you know what? Yes, I'm open to that opportunity, and I took the interview. That's what led to me accepting the job of senior flight surgeon with Marine One, the Presidential Helicopter Squadron. And it was an opportunity that I could have easily passed, that could have passed by me had I not kept an open mind and kept myself open for opportunities. I would like to reassure you that flexibility also prepares us in the event of unexpected and inevitable changes in plans. You might be selected for something you didn't want. You may get something which was the exact opposite of what you wanted, or the perfect plan you had in place might have just fallen through, despite all your best efforts. I would like to reassure you that these things will happen. They will happen. But if you have an open mind and you're prepared to adapt, these situations will almost always work out. Being open to these opportunities helps. I have an example for this too. After my residency in public health and preventive medicine, I had orders to go to a Navy public health unit in Sigonella, Italy. It was about 1 month to go, getting ready to pack up the household goods and start my move. The orders were suddenly changed. I was now going to Okinawa, Japan. It's an island, they told me. You know, it's just another island. Yeah, but on the other side of the world. It was a very different job. But after the initial shock wore off, I kept an open mind. I adapted, and this unexpected opportunity turned out to be the much better option for me. And it set me on a career path that was completely different, but a lot better than the one I would have been on in the first place. As you move down your path, be kind to yourself and be kind to others. I know I want to give a shout out to self-care. I know it's something that we don't do very well in the medical community. We're slowly beginning to realize with burnout how important this is. So please don't forget about putting yourself first in this journey. It's something I think all of us work on. It's something that you have to keep working on, but it's extraordinarily important. As they say in the airline business, put on your oxygen mask first before assisting other passengers. You can't help others if you aren't taking care of yourself. Please be humble, compassionate, and patient-focused in your work, regardless of your field, and respectful to all. In closing, I would be remiss if I did not put a plug out for military medicine. I'm up here in my uniform. If you couldn't tell, I've enjoyed my Navy medicine career and its many diverse opportunities it's given me and experiences. The military is always looking for good people to serve in support of our armed forces. And of course, I might recommend the Navy, but I can tell you that all services have fantastic opportunities in just about every medical field if folks are interested in that. And I'm happy to talk to anybody who might be interested. As you sit here today, know that anything is possible. Just look at me sitting here giving you your commencement address. Remember, there's no single way to be a physician. Find your niche, get out of your comfort zone, grow with determination, out-of-the-box thinking, and adaptability. Be open to opportunities, and be prepared to translate these into action with kindness and respect. For me, I'm not sure I've found my niche yet, but I'm certainly having a lot of fun along the way. Again, thank you for inviting me and for allowing me to be part of your special day. I am truly, truly honored, and I hope you find my comments at least a little bit helpful. Future doctors, I wish every single one of you every happiness as you begin your medical career and in all of your future endeavors. Please take care of yourselves. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Otthoff, for those inspiring words. We want to ensure you remember Dayton, the birthplace of aviation, say Americans. On behalf of the Wright State University Boonshoft School of Medicine, I present you with a replica of the original 1903 Wright Flyer, which was designed and built in Dayton, Ohio. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Otthoff, and thank you, Mr. Correa. And now, Mr. Jack Stackler will present the Class Gift Award.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Jack Stackler. Most of my classmates call me Jack Stacks, and I have served as the treasurer of the class of 2022 throughout all 4 years of medical school. I am so proud to be a part of such a wonderful and tight-knit class that truly cares for one another. Our class stayed close and strong throughout unprecedented circumstances in terms of the pandemic. This community has been such an amazing environment to live, learn, and work in. As a class council, we have decided to give back to the community by financially supporting the community health fair that is currently in the works. So it is my honor and privilege to present the class of 2022's gift of $2,000 to help start up the first Boonshoft School of Medicine run community health fair. We hope that these funds will help start up a great tradition that will benefit the greater Dayton community for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the class of 2022 for this generous gift. Our school has a broad vision of community service, and this is a wonderful way to kick off a new service endeavor that I'm sure will impact many in the region. So thank you.
So now we will invite Mr. Raymond Correa, to present the Community Appreciation Award.
Gem City Medical Dental Pharmaceutical, will you please come to the podium and accept your award? Each year, the graduating class recognizes an individual or organization that has made significant contribution to the Wright State University Boonshoft School of Medicine. Tonight, we honor Gem City Medical Dental Pharmaceutical. Gem City MDP is a collaboration of African American and minority medical professionals in the Miami Valley area. Established in 1963, the society's purpose is to be the bridge to healthcare equality for the underserved. We want to thank the Gem City MDP for all of its outstanding contributions, both past and present, to the Boonshoft School of Medicine and the Miami Valley area.
At this time, I would like to invite back to the mic, Jack Stack, okay? Mr. Jack Stackler will now present the Teaching Excellence Award.
Each year, the class votes for one faculty member who exemplifies true passion for medical education. It is my distinct honor and privilege to announce the Class of 2022 Teaching Excellence Award to Dr. Toussaint. Dr. Toussaint splits his time as an Associate Professor of Pediatrics, Assistant Dean of Clinical Skills Education, as well as an informal mentor to those in the armed services. Dr. Tous is known for his energetic pep talks before standardized patient exams. The insistence that we not ask a question we should know the answer to, with his classic line, "What does the mirror say?" But most importantly, his dedication to making sure that we are the best clinicians and diagnosticians we can possibly be upon graduation from Boonshoft. I cannot think of a physician educator more deserving than you, who has consistently advocated for our class and education. Thank you for what you have built in your department and what you continue to strive for in developing us into the best physicians possible. Please join me in a round of applause for Dr. Toussaint.
That is very deserving. Dr. Toussaint, how many of those do you have on your walls now? A whole lot? A whole lot. More than one, okay, great. He can wallpaper his house on it. At this time, it is my honor to welcome back to the podium Dr. Weber, who will present the Dean's Award.
I am very pleased to present this year's Dean's Award to the outstanding senior graduating medical student, to Mr. James Elliott. So will you please come to the podium to receive the Dean's Award? Congratulations. You must join me now. Will all candidates for the Doctor of Medicine please rise? This is the big moment, and President Edwards gets to say the best line. President Edwards.
Graduates, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the Doctor of Medicine degree with all the rights, privileges thereunto appertaining.
All right, now we get to keep hooping and hollering for a little bit longer. It's now time for the hooding ceremony. So would members of the hooding and registry faculty and the relative hooders please take your places? Members of the hooding faculty, Drs. Donnelly and Miller, were selected by the class of 2022 to receive Teaching Excellence Awards. In recognition of their dedication to excellence in teaching, they now participate as the honored faculty in this hooding ceremony. Will the student marshals lead the graduates to the platform? After each student is hooded, they will receive their diploma from Dr. Weber. They will then proceed to the Registry of Graduates and sign their name with the title MD for the first time. In addition, our Boonshoft physician leadership students will also be receiving their master's degrees this afternoon. Each graduate is given a Wright State University Boonshoft School of Medicine pen engraved with their name, courtesy of the Dean's Office. And I just want to say, I don't think I have to say this to this group, but we welcome loud applause as the students' names are announced.
I have the list. Brittany M. Abelt. Catalina Danielle Abrego. Michelle Dirks Adamczyk. Omanivier Hope Abogidi. I got it. I got it. amidst all of that, that was her aunt, Dr. Joycelyn Freeman, who hooded her. Nitika Agrawal. Tenjeev Ahmad. Ate Okoto, hooded by his mother, Dr. Barbara Okoto. Deshant Mukesh Asarpota. Charlo Laesi Bayless, also graduating with a Master of Science in Pharmacology and Toxicology. Brycey Lynn Bayonet. Ian Jackson Beck, hooded by his mother, Dr. Amy Beck. Aaron J. Blevins. Jenna Ashton Brown. Kyra Grace Buffy. Dominique Desiree Bird. Blake Kelsey, hooded by his brother, Dr. Jake Kelsey. Daniela Leanne Caudle. Henrietta Ofori Cotton. Benjamin Klaus, also graduating with a Master of Public Health. Christopher Cooley. I don't know. You'll have to ask. Juliet Corsillo. Hamon Correa. Jacob Dickman, also graduating with a Master of Science in Pharmacology and Toxicology. Brianna Dominguez, tutored by her mother, Dr. Kathleen Dominguez. Brendan Drerup, tutored by his mother-in-law, Dr. Lisa Hamilton Espenschied. Jennifer Drerup, tutored by her mother, Dr. Lisa Hamilton Espenschied. James Elliott, tutored by his brother, Dr. Michael Elliott. Christopher M. Evola. Alana Deborah Fackler. Jacob Foy. Shannon Marie Franson, put her by her father, Dr. J. Keith Bidwell. Ellie Catherine Gans. Emily Granger. Tanner Graves. Olivia Grace Grondulski, put by her sister, Dr. Madeline Grondulski. Sunnery Gunawardena, put by her mother, Dr. Chalana Gunawardena. Avni Gupta, put by her uncle, Dr. Anuj Goyal. Charu L. Gupta, put by her sister, Dr. Neetha Gupta. Gregory Lee Guzik. Kelly Joycelyn Haller. Megan Elizabeth Hanna. Zarmina Hashmi, put by her husband, Dr. Ahtef Hashmi. Jasmine Michael Heidel. Stephanie Ruth Hearn, hooded by her father, Dr. Dean Hearn. Grace Victoria Hilvers. Justin Ho. David Lee House II. Sachin Jindal, hooded by his grandmother, Dr. Manjula Shah. Helen Kim Jones, hooded by her husband, Dr. William Mosey Jones. Garrett Virgil Candle. Usama K. Khan. So-won Kim. Kirsten Connect. Jacob Lambertson. Victoria Ann Larkins. Bryant Lee. Hannah Michelle Levine, hooded by her parents, Dr. Frederick Levine and Dr. Janine Martin. Sierra Louise Lindsay. Aubrey Joe Lippert. Samantha Lumnicki. Alexander Long, tutored by his father, Dr. Frederick Long. Matthew Jeffrey Mackey. Shubham Mungla, tutored by his brother, Dr. Seisho Mungla. Daniel Masters. Trevor McCoy, Jr. Richard Mensa. Olivia Jacqueline Marie Noel, tutored by her mother, Dr. Carol Noel. Rebecca Allison Nowak. Logan Nye, tutored by his brother, Dr. Dexter Nye. Ryan O'Gara. Temitope A. Omaladin. Martha Orozco Cortez. Kennedy Oswagwu. Caitlin Y. Pack. Milan D. Pandya. Asia Marie Payne. Joshua David Perrin. Kristen Pettit, hooded by her sister, Dr. Danielle Pettit. Sophia Maria Prochel. Jennifer Michelle Pugh. Maria Allison Recton. Nikhil Reddy. Stephen Joseph Repus, also graduating with a Master of Science in Pharmacology and Toxicology and a Master of Business Administration. Aro Ribadia. Corey Roth. Maral Sakayan. Christopher Sass. Zafar Satouf, also graduating with a Master of Science in Pharmacology and Toxicology. Molly Joanne Scarborough. Benjamin Nicholas Schmoiser, also graduating with a Master of Science in Pharmacology and Toxicology. Emily Noel Schneider. Malavika Pia Sengupta. Ilana Rachel Siegel, tutored by her father, Dr. Joel D. Siegel. Tiffany Rochelle Sims. Kanea Smith. Anthony Christopher Manley Spellman. That's his uncle, Dr. Frank Spellman. Kelly Elizabeth Spiller. John Henry Stackler, Jr. Haley Anna Studebaker. Hannah Marie Stump. Joshua Aaron Sylvan. Boronigan Tharmalingam. Bryn Nicole Thatcher. Josny Timothy. Alicia Marie Toms. Ashley Nicole Trent. Anne Catherine Tulisiak. Todd Michael Turner, tutored by his father, Dr. Jeff Turner. Cynthia White. Joseph Christian Wiedemer. Kira Carol Williams. William Winter, tutored by his father, Dr. Phil Winter. No, oh. Dominique Melinda Mona Ray. Elizabeth Weiler. Benjamin Yaniv. And the John Zuckel.
Graduates, please rise. I invite all physicians in the audience and on the stage to stand in support of our newest physicians and to join us as we recite the oath that is printed in your program. The rest of the audience may remain seated. Please recite the oath along with me. Upon this day of graduation from the Wright State University School of Medicine, as I seek admission to the medical profession, I do solemnly affirm, as did the ancient Greeks, by all that I hold most sacred, that, according to my ability and judgment, I will keep this oath and its stipulations. To hold my teachers in this art equal to my own parents, and extend to them the respect and gratitude which is their due. I will follow that system of treatment which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the benefit of my patients and abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous. I will exercise my art solely for the cure of my patients and the prevention of disease, and will give no drugs and perform no operations for a criminal purpose, nor far less suggest a thing. With honor and dignity, I will practice my profession, not permitting consideration of religion, nationality, race, or social standing to intervene between duty and my patient. Into whatsoever houses I enter, I will go for the benefit of the sick and will hold myself aloof from every voluntary act of wrongdoing or corruption. Whatever I may see or hear in the lives of men which ought not to be spoken aloud, I will not divulge, reckoning that such should be kept secret. While I continue to keep this oath unviolated, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art, respected by all men in all times. But should I trespass and violate this oath, may the reverse be my lot. New physicians, please remain standing. Members in the audience, please be seated as I present to you the Wright State University Boonshoft School of Medicine, class of 2022.
You know, this is a really big arena. I don't think I heard enough noise in here. Presenting class. There you go. you go. That's what I'm talking about. All right. All right. Calm down. Calm down. Sit down, class. You may sit for a moment, catch your breath. Okay. We got her done. And many of you recognize that Dayton, Ohio is a military town. It's become a tradition at our graduations to recognize those who serve in the military, have served in the military as vets, and those who have tendered their life in protection of this country. At this time, I'd like to ask those that are in the military and those that have been in the military, please stand in our audience or on the stage so that they can be recognized. Thank you. Thank you for your service to our country. Earlier this morning, several of our students, 4 of our students, as a matter of fact, are graduates, now doctors, participated in the recommissioning service where they were promoted to their respective ranks, military ranks. So I'd like to recognize Dr. Maria Recton, Captain in the Army. Navy Lieutenants Rebecca Nowick and Dr. Molly Scarborough. And in the birthplace of aviation, Air Force Captain Juliet Cursillo. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, honored guests, this ends the academic portion of our ceremony. Thank you very much on behalf of the administration, staff, and faculty of the Boonshoft School of Medicine and Wright State University. Have a wonderful day, and please give the class of 2022 one more round of applause. A standing O. All righty, that's it. Go home. Please remain seated during the recessional. Thank you.